In this video, we're going to examine some apps and extensions that can be added onto your Google Chrome account. I want to start off with a couple of things to remember that are important. First off, you need to be using the Google Chrome browser as opposed to Mozilla Firefox or Internet Explorer. The second thing is here that you're going to want to remember is that when you add on any apps or extensions, they are exclusive to your Chrome account. So if you are thinking of maybe an app or an extension that you are going to want your students to utilize, those are actually going to have to be installed on each student's individual Chrome account. Now we're going to start off here. This is just on the Google Chrome homepage. You can see there's some markers. For instance, your name, as well as the mail. There's the familiar Google Apps waffle. If you click on that, you can see some of the familiar things like Gmail and Docs and Sheets and Slides. So that should be familiar to you. Also, if you look up here in the upper left-hand corner, there is an Apps button that you can click that will show your apps. Now, starting off here, to add any apps or extensions onto your Chrome account, you're going to want to utilize the Chrome Web Store. And as you can see here, there is a search window here that you can type into, or you can go directly to, for instance, they have apps and games, extensions, themes. You can also go down here to this drop-down menu of categories, and there are a number of different categories, as well as, for instance, with education, there are a few different subcategories as well. You can also, though, checkmark different features that you may be looking for in an app or an extension, as well as if you're curious kind of what other people have used in terms of apps and extensions that are more popular or are kind of maybe proven, you can go by this rating system here. The very first app we're going to take a look at here is called Thesaurus Instant, and it's pretty simple to use. Pretty much you're just going to type in whatever word that you're wanting maybe synonyms for and hit the search, and it will pull it up for you. Pretty straightforward, easy to use, especially if you're in terms of maybe for students working on a writing assignment or if they're working on vocabulary. This would probably be pretty beneficial for them to utilize. The second item we're going to take a look at is an extension called Speak It. And essentially what it does is it converts text to speech. It can really be utilized by anyone, but in particular it might be beneficial to those students that are struggling readers. And it's very simple and straightforward to use also. If you go to a web page and essentially the student, all they need to do is just highlight the portion that they would like read to them, and then they will right click, and you will see here it will say Speak It, and they just click on that and it will read it to them. Now, in comparison to most automated voices, this one is actually pretty easy to understand, and I've also used it before for students in writing assignments to listen to what they've written, because it will not only work on web pages, but it will also work in documents. So they can actually listen and have spoken to them what they've written, so that they can make it a little easier for them to identify mistakes maybe that they've heard in their writing. Oftentimes when you have apps as well, they'll be up here in this toolbar in the upper right hand corner, and Speak It is an example of that. For instance, this button here is the text to speech for the Speak It extension. The next app is really pretty remarkable. It's called Biodigital Human, and as you can see here in the upper left hand portion, there's a part just under anatomy, and it has all of the different systems here of the human body. You can click and see, it'll navigate it for you, and it'll identify the ligament systems of the body. In addition, if you click conditions, it'll show different conditions of the human systems, as well as certain parts of the body and the conditions on them. You can also click My Human and actually customize your own 3D human model. So this would be really beneficial, I think, for biology and anatomy and physiology as well, to be able to view the different bones, muscles, and systems of the human body. The final app we're going to take a look at is called Loop Collage, and it has kind of a different take on the traditional collage. You'll start by adding in photos of your own, and then you can use it to basically shape your collage into a particular shape or design that you're wanting. And I think it could be utilized, for instance, like in history, to create like a visual timeline of maybe like World War II. I think you could also utilize it in art to make a collage of the pieces of art, maybe of a particular artist. And if you go up here to gallery, you actually can see a sample of a number of different shapes and styles that they have kind of by categories throughout Loop Collage. So as you can see, really there are a number of add-ons and extensions that you can add to your Google Chrome account that really will serve many different curricular areas and help out really any type of learner.